Hello, welcome to Guthrie News Page. I'm your host, Chris Evans, joined today by Pastor. Reverend,
just Josh.
Josh Seabolt of Generations Church here on the west side of town. And Josh, thanks for spending a few moments with us here. And
thanks for hanging out.
Your church has been busy as of late, and we're going to get some really a cool thing here in a minute. But the floodwaters, you guys open up your church for those people place. I mean, just talk about what.
Yeah, it's a busy season right now. I think the west side of Guthrie as a whole is really busy right now. Yeah. Lots of good growth, lots of cool stuff happening, and our church is kind of a product of that, I guess. Lots of people coming here, lots of cool programs going, lots of outreach programs going. Then the flood came, which was awful, but anytime awful things happen, it's really a time for the church to be the church. Yeah. And so we had a couple in our church, Rob and Jan Case, that kind of stepped up and said, hey, we'll stay the night for as long as it takes to take people in. And so that's what they did. They stayed the night. We had people come over, from the west side that houses were either almost flooded or flooded, and so that's what we did. And so then we have a feeding ministry, and it's a busy season, but a good season.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's what we're here to talk about is the a cool program that you guys are starting June 1st. I think I saw that June 1st, and then going to try to do that every single month, talking about helping feed people. Yeah. And before we get into what it is, but just talk about how it came about.
The church, our church has been here 51 years this year, but actually Generations Church started 50 years ago as a feeding program to feed kids on the west side of Guthrie from Banner School.
Okay.
So before it was a church, it was a feeding program.
Wow, did I know that?
Yeah, so pretty cool deal. And I guess it was a year and a half or 2 years ago. I hadn't been the pastor very long, and we have a great group of people that are always looking for ways to reach out. But I was down the road at a gas station on a Wednesday night, and I walked in, and a lady walked in behind me that was obviously from the neighborhood. She was walking in with her kids, and I just heard her tell them, hey, you can get that cake, and you can get that, and you can get that, but that's all you can get. And it really broke my heart, because I could sense, I don't know how to explain it, I guess for talking to a spiritual audience, I had that discernment that really told me that's their dinner. And so I thought, man, my first inkling was I should invite them to church. And then I felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, for what? Now that's a weird question to get when you're talking about inviting to church.
Right.
But over the next 2 weeks praying, I realized what he was saying is, do you have something to offer those type of people? And so I thought, okay, we need to feed the hungry. We need to make sure kids don't go without. And so Donna Alley, who's our Hungry Hearts director, the Lord was speaking to her at the same time about starting a feeding ministry. And so we started small, food pantry, no source, just kind of gathering stuff, donations from the church. Opening the food pantry a couple times a week, also feeding some meals and stuff like that, but mostly we're really keying in on distribution, and so that's how it started. It started with that encounter in that gas station, and we started Hungry Hearts from there, and just have kind of been putting it together the best we can up to this point.
Right. Okay, so you have this idea now. How you were in Dallas today, and you were a traveling man today, and you're going to be traveling a lot. It sounds like here in the next several months. Talk about the program that you started with them to bring food here for families.
So we've never had a source. So for this year and a half, we've had no source. It's just been gathering donations. So that's been really important to try to find that through a weird connection. Upon a connection, we got connected with Operation Blessing, which is a ministry of Christian Broadcasting Network. So it's a big relief ministry. They have a program called Food to Freedom. And so we got connected with them. There's actually only 2 distribution points in the state of Oklahoma with Operation Blessing. Food to Freedom mostly does Texas.
Okay.
And so they connected with us, approved us for the program. So we pay a small monthly fee, and we drive down there once a month. Today was our first time with a huge truck, and we get 10, 12, 15 pallets, 1,000-pound pallets of food. So that's what we did today, and June 1st is our first distribution. So it was really just a God thing. It was just a connection through a connection, and that's our source. What's really cool about it is we have great food distribution centers in Guthrie already.
Right.
With God's Food Bank, Hands of Jesus, all kind of stuff. Other churches doing stuff. I think what we thought would be great for our deal was we want to provide the types of foods that kids can eat when their parents aren't home.
Right.
And so that's what we've keyed on, granola bars and cereal and macaroni and cheese and, stuff that, is kind of backpack style, food that through the summer kids can eat, after school kids can eat, because we have kids in Guthrie that survive off the backpack program through the schools and stuff like that. So we're not trying to replace anything, but definitely just supplement what we already have in Guthrie.
Absolutely. And so, with this program, it's your congregation is great to do it, but it takes a little bit of pressure off of them as well. You can maybe direct other funds or other stuff to other programs. And so I think this program, it's got a history behind it.
Yeah.
So you just kind of outside the travel a little bit.
Yeah.
But and it's always a big deal because when school's out, the kids don't get those meals at school that they're used to. As you mentioned, parents are gone working, so that leaves them, and kids aren't going to make lasagna. They're not going to make all the
4-course meal is going to get made.
Absolutely not. They're going to peel the wrapper open and start eating.
Yeah, and we would love for kids to eat healthier, but at the same time, we want to make sure they eat.
Yes.
Because we do have people that are food insecure in Guthrie, and so it's a need. It really is.
It truly is. Okay, so you got the program, you deliver the food. Now, how do people take it? Come in, and take advantage of it?
We're going to do it the first Saturday of every month. If we figure out there's a need to expand that, we could. But the first Saturday of every month, we're going to do it from 9 to 11 or until we run out. Mm-hmm. And we've just got new driveways laid. And so it's literally, we have a distribution center right behind the church, connected to the church. So people are going to drive in on the east side of the building, drive through a garage, get their food, and drive out.
Don't have to walk. Don't have to get out of the car.
That's it. It's drive-through stuff. Wear your Saturday morning pajamas, whatever you want to do, But we want to make it easy and we want to make it quick because we feel like there's going to be a lot of people come in and out. Obviously, it's at 9, but we'd love people to get in line early somehow, just to make sure that we're getting them in and out.
And just anybody? I mean, if you pull up?
We don't have any stipulations at this point, I think the reasoning for that is just we just figure if people are hungry, let's feed them. We obviously know, we're not ignorant. We know that people take advantage of that, but I really think that's a small percentage. I think that most folks that come out need the food. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what, not saying it will always be that way, but right now we're just saying if you're hungry, come and, we'll give you a box of food.
So is it a family of, do you ask if family of 4, family of 6?
It doesn't have to, because we key in on a lot. Our church has a lot of ministries to single moms, single dads, widows, foster families, things like that. So it doesn't matter. Now, if it's a large family and they tell us, if we have the supplies, we've planned on giving them a couple of boxes.
Right.
So if they have a large family, they let us know. We'll include some additional stuff if we have it. So.
Okay, and that's 9 to 11 on Saturday, June 1st.
Yes, that's the first one.
First one, very cool. And a lot of people know Generation Church, but go ahead and give us the address.
2524 West Noble Avenue. So if you've got to Mercy Hospital, you've went too far, but you can't miss this. We're a big warehouse-looking church on the north side of the road. So
kind of in between Cotterill and Mercy.
Yeah, in between Cotterill and Mercy.
Somewhere close like
that. That's
right.
Yeah, just start, as soon as you pass the nursing home, just look right.
Exactly, yeah. Well, very cool. We started this about the excitement on the west side, man. There is a lot of cool stuff.
Tons of it, man.
New bridge,
splash pad.
Although some water.
That's iffy right now.
Although some water went over the bridge a little bit. But the splash pad is officially open.
Yeah.
The new senior living place.
That's right.
Haven't been through there yet.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. Papa John's Pizza.
Papa John's Pizza.
Yes.
A fuel station over there, and Cotterill's going to be building a new school here in the next couple of years.
2025.
Yeah.
Hetty Coleman always tells me 2025 is our year. So I don't know what that.
Well, everyone will be wanting to go in that school. In fact, I know one family that was going to Cotterill but has moved over to Fuggery because the school moved their boundary lines. They're like, we wanted to go to the new school, so now everyone wants to go to Cotterill.
Yeah, I think that just speaks to, honestly, man, our church is experiencing powerful moves of God. God's doing something, but also the practical side of it really speaks to our city and our school system. I've never seen the quality anywhere.
I call it momentum.
Yeah,
tons of momentum going on right now.
Leroy and Dr. Simpson, man, the job they're doing is incredible.
It really is. Okay, Generations Church, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Right, 2524
West Noble Avenue.
West Noble Avenue. don't even have to get out of your car. I mean, that's
pretty good deal.
Pretty good stuff.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's a big deal for me too. Especially
Chris will be here in line
Saturday morning. Absolutely. So, Josh, man, we appreciate everything you and your church have done, and we'll look to you forward on seeing you on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.